Today, I'm making the most show-stopping Lavender Garden cake. It features fluffy layers of lemon cake that are soaked with a homemade lavender syrup, then layered together with a luscious buttercream cream cheese frosting. And not only is this cake beautiful and delicious, but it's also a really fun way to celebrate Pride Month. And hear me out. I know that rainbow desserts get all the attention during Pride Month, and as they should, but did you know that lavender, the color, is actually a major symbol of LGBTQ resistance? This symbolism has a rich history and dates all the way back to the ancient Greek poet Sappho. Over the years, the color has become a symbol of empowerment for the gay rights movement. And today, it represents pride, solidarity, and resilience. So what better way to celebrate that than with a cake that not only is lavender in color, but also has real homemade lavender syrup soaked right into it. And my trick for getting that beautiful, natural lavender color in the frosting is to actually use dehydrated blueberries and crush them into a fine powder, and then use them as a natural food coloring in the frosting. And I'll show you how to do that step by step. And my other very special detail on this cake is the real edible violets as decorations. Not only are they beautiful, but in Sappho's poetry, she wrote about women wearing crowns and garlands of violets, and that very specific hue of the flowers is actually what led for the color to become such an iconic symbol today. To get started on our cake, the first thing we'll do is make our lavender syrup. In a small saucepan, we'll combine half a cup of water, half a cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of dried culinary grade lavender. Bring this to a boil over medium-high heat, and then, once it's boiling, reduce the heat to low and simmer for 10 minutes. Then we'll remove it from the heat and let it cool. From there, we'll strain the syrup into a jar and discard that lavender. I really love this method for baking with lavender because lavender can be a very overpowering flavor. And by infusing the lavender into a syrup, you can really control the intensity of the flavor. Plus, I find eating the actual lavender buds to be a little unpleasant, so this way you can avoid that. Next, we'll get to work on our cake batter, and the first thing we need to do for that is zest 2 lemons. This zest will be going directly into our cake batter, and I just find that it complements the floral flavors of the lavender really nicely. We'll set that lemon zest aside, and then from there, we'll take those same lemons and squeeze all of the juice out of them. You should end up with roughly 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice from this. Next, we'll sift 3 cups of all-purpose flour for our cake batter. I know sifting might seem a little unnecessary, but one of the reasons it's so important for desserts like cake is that it makes the flour lighter, and that makes your cake fluffier. From there, we'll add in 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of salt. Then we'll give it a good whisk. Next, in the bowl of a stand mixer, we'll combine 1 3/4 cups of sugar, the zest from our lemons, and 1 cup of unsalted softened butter. Mix that together until it's smooth and creamy, and then we'll add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 3 eggs. Continue to mix until everything is well combined, then we'll turn the mixer to low and add in our dry ingredients. At this point, the batter will be pretty thick, and we can go ahead and add in that lemon juice and 1 cup of milk. And depending on the size of the bowl on your stand mixer, I find it easier to mix these last wet ingredients in by hand so we don't end up making a big mess. Now that the batter is ready to go, we can preheat our oven to 350 Fahrenheit and grease and line 2 8-inch cake tins. We'll divide the batter between our 2 prepared cake tins, and don't worry if the batter is really thick. It should look like this, and you can spread it around with your spatula to make sure it's nice and even. We'll pop our cakes into our preheated oven and let them bake for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean. And while the cakes bake, we can get started on our buttercream cream cheese frosting. And as I mentioned, to get that beautiful natural lavender color in the frosting, I use dehydrated blueberries. You should be able to find these at your local grocery store. And for this recipe, I used about 1 cup's worth. To turn the berries into a fine powder, all you have to do is blitz them in your food processor. And it's okay if there's still a few larger seeds, this just adds to the natural color and feel of the icing. From there, we'll sift 4 cups of icing sugar, and the reason it's important to sift this is that this way you won't get any lumps and clumps in your frosting. In the bowl of our stand mixer, we'll add 1 cup of softened butter and beat that until it's really smooth and creamy. Then we'll add in 8 ounces of softened cream cheese and beat that until it's smooth and well combined. Then we'll turn the mixer to low and add in the 4 cups of sifted icing sugar. Beat that until it's well combined, and then we'll add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of our lavender syrup. At this point, give the frosting a quick taste. I like my frosting to have a very subtle lavender flavor, but if you'd like it to have more, continue to add 1 teaspoon of the lavender syrup at a time until you reach your desired flavor. And now we can add our dehydrated blueberry powder into the frosting so that it becomes a beautiful lavender color. And you can continue to add the powder in 1 tablespoon at a time until you reach your desired color. By now, our cakes should be cool and we can start prepping them for assembly. And even though this cake does not tend to dome a lot in the oven, one of my favorite tricks for getting a really beautiful bakery-worthy cake is to trim off the tops with a serrated knife. And this way you don't end up with a lopsided cake or any gaps in the frosting. Plus, since we're brushing our cakes with that lavender syrup, I find it soaks in even better this way. We'll brush both cake tops with the syrup and be sure to use every last drop. There, it is time to start frosting our cake, and we will spread a thick, even layer on top of our first cake. And since this layer of frosting will end up being in the middle of our cake, you don't need to worry about it being too pretty. Your main goal should be making it nice and even. And if you don't already have one, I definitely recommend using an offset spatula for frosting any cake. I promise it will make your life so much easier. Now we can go ahead and add on our second layer of cake and get to work on frosting it completely on the top and the sides. And I know it might be tempting to be stingy with the frosting because you don't want to run out before you've coated the entire cake, but trust me, you really don't need to be. This recipe is designed to have enough frosting to really coat your cake well, so go ahead and spread it on generously. And one of my favorite tricks for frosting any cake, but especially this kind with a buttercream cream cheese frosting, is to coat it well and then pop it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Chilling it just helps set the frosting a little, and then you can do one final pass before it's time to decorate. And real edible violets make for the most stunning decoration for this cake. That said, it is really important to specifically buy edible flowers from the grocery store and not just any flowers you find in the flower section, because a lot of those flowers are actually coated with pesticides and other chemicals that you don't want to be ingesting or serving to your guests. And because these flower petals are so delicate, I find it easiest to use culinary tweezers to place them. But if you don't have any, don't worry, you can totally use your hands for this. And you don't need to use any special adhesive, the flowers should just stick right into the icing. And I like to space the flowers out evenly, but not give it too much structure. This way the cake just feels super organic and fun. Plus, I love that every slice gets its own little bouquet of flowers. It is finally time to dig into this beautiful cake, and I swear it is almost too pretty to eat. I love how you can see all those distinct layers with the lavender syrup and that buttercream cream cheese frosting. So pretty. I think this cake has so much special symbolism behind it, and I really do hope you make it for Pride Month. But we celebrate Pride all year long, so feel free to make it anytime.